Yo, it's good. Got a quick market recap today. I don't know. It looks kind of looking like a mushroom today, but today just got a market recap. Didn't take any trades today. Honestly, good thing that I sat out because honestly, I would have lost if I entered into a trade. So let me just see. So today we had news. That was like the main thing for today. We had news at 6:30, and we also had news at 7:45. We also had London session news, but that's kind of irrelevant. Also Trump was speaking out about like the decision of like whatever happened with like the Supreme Court and his tariffs getting ruled out. My bad. I just realized I wasn't even sharing my screen. But bro, there's something like tweaking on the back of my neck, bro. But there's like the freaking Supreme Court ruling of Trump's tariffs being like against the law and stuff like unlawful and stuff like that. So that's like another thing. But yeah, my eyes are itchy for some reason. Maybe I have pink eye. I don't know. But so okay, I don't have pink eye. That's just a joke. Okay, so 4 hour was bearish going into market open on GBP/USD. This is the main pair I was looking at, closing below this low. I was looking for highs to get taken to target down lows. So if we just quickly wanted the 1 hour, we had targets. Like 1 hour targets, Asian lows down here. We also had this like kind of in between London high and London low session, like 1 hour low. We did not have like a proper London session low, but I mean, I guess that's still a 1 hour low, and that's still counts as something to look at. So now on the 30-minute, we had London highs, London lows. They were pretty close to each other. That's something I didn't really like about GBP/USD. If you compare that to EUR/USD, we had more space. Actually, wait, no, GBP/USD was the one that was priced out more. I guess GBP/USD was the better one. But anyways, so market opens, we come right into the London highs. So this is looking pretty good. You know, we take out that absolute high, we take out that 1 hour high. We take out that 1 hour high, and now we're like looking for a break of structure to the downside or something like that, right? Issue is we have news, so we got to wait for news to come out. So just waiting for news to come out, consolidating quite a bit, end up pushing way higher. This is kind of like the max I would look for it to like go higher. So once we like took that, like once we just pushed past that, honestly I wasn't really thinking of taking anything, because you know, like if we're all the way up here, that means that this 1 hour high didn't have any relevance to like a reaction off of that 1 hour high. Like that 1 hour high was kind of like powerless and like did not cause the move, you know, because if this was the like, if this 1 hour high was to cause that move to the downside, then we should have like a nice reaction, something like this. But if we pushed all the way past that with no resistance or anything like that, then I feel like that 1 hour high is kind of like useless. You know, it didn't have any benefit. It didn't have any purpose in that, like in any reaction. So it's kind of like, I kind of deem it pointless, or just don't really count it as a sweep once it gets to that point. So that was like one thing, bro. Something is weird. Like everything just feels odd, bro. Sometimes I think I bit my tongue or something, but then I also burnt like the top of my mouth. It's just weird. But anyways, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say anyways, bro. So we broke sharp to the downside with the news candle. So for like, you know, I'm not really trying to trade that like this large move. So if I was to take anything, and this would be like a far stretch, like this is probably just me. This is just me kind of like, you know, just for the funds of it, right? Pull a like equilibrium, look for a retracement. So now we're looking for a retracement. We end up retracing all the way back up into this 1 minute into this 1 minute fair value gap, all the way to the beginning. End up inversing it as well, which is nice, I guess. So we would have looked for kind of like movement to the downside, but this is like around 7, and we had news at 7:45. So I'm usually trying to trade like, I'm not trying to look, I'm looking to enter a trade if there is news like at least 1 hour before, but I'm also looking to enter like 10-15 minutes after red floater news. So if you do the math here, there's no real time for me to kind of trade in this, like maybe 6:45, 6:40ish, but you know, it's during 6:40 and 6:45, we were just consolidating quite a bit here. You know, I was actually considering entering off of this to go down here, but genuinely, what kind of trade is that? That wouldn't have even take profit, and I would have just kind of stopped out. And even at this point, maybe I wasn't on the charts at this point because I was just working on edits, stuff like that, like editing videos and stuff. But it's a good thing I didn't, because maybe I would have entered off like emotion. You know, I would have ignored this for value gap, and I've been like, shit, yo, we could just go short here, and we could go target this 1 hour low. Sure, this 1 hour low did get taken, but before that, we would have gone stopped out by quite a bit. You know, I don't know what happened. This is the red folder news. Actually, no, this was the 8, but I genuinely don't know what happened today, bro. I mean, honestly, I'm happy that I sat out because, these are some quite volatile moves, but maybe volatility is what I needed. The thing I liked about today was that, we had we had like a good setup to start with, like the setup looked like it had potential in the beginning. It's just news kind of like fucked things up, which is kind of annoying. But you know what? Why am I glitching, bro? Like, news is just something that happens. I guess I just gotta like move past it and stuff like that. But it was like I was in my head a lot during this time. It was like, bro, like if we didn't have news, like this would have been like a nice setup. We could have just broke structure, enter short off of that, beautiful entry, stuff like that. But oh well, that's just life. So Euro USD now, very similar to GBP being bearish. We had the same 1 hour highs, had London highs, and we also had 1 hour lows with the London lows, which is different. We ended up taking out this high, news came out, same thing, stuff like that, pulling some insane retrace on the 5 minute. We ended up actually doing that. 5 minute, in 1 minute for value gap, 5 minute equilibrium. Sure, one could argue, let's enter short off this. That would have been a winner. I just didn't because we had red folder news around in about an hour, so I'm not really trying to trade that. It's just kind of my rules. Maybe my rules are wrong, and maybe I should be more lenient, but I don't know. Well, everything just feels like shit right now, bro. Break a structure to the downside, yeah, man, that would have been a winner. So I don't really know what to say, but I really don't know what happened here, bro. But this is a really nice retrace on the 5 minute. It's beautiful. It's almost perfect. Yeah, we didn't make it in one. That would have been like 15 minute equilibrium. But yeah, now going on to GBP/JPY. 4 hours bullish, but we opened right at the London highs, end up taking out the highs, so no trade to be taken. If there's targets already taken, there's no point in going short. So that is why I sat out. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here. Honestly, nothing we need to talk about, but yeah.